What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Whiskey Whatever. I'm Garrett. Today, we're getting into Laphroaig Willem by Willem. This is Laphroaig's limited edition 14-year-old Islay single malt, selected by Willem Dafoe alongside Laphroaig's senior whiskey blender, Sarah Dowling. It's finished in Oloroso sherry casks, and honestly, this is a really fun concept. The whole idea around this bottle is no notes. Willem selected the whiskey without tasting notes, guidance, or expectation, just instinct. And then Laphroaig basically turned that around and said, all right, now we want your notes. So this review connects to a short film I made for Laphroaig's Willem Wants Your Notes challenge. That short is called Earn Notes, and it's about the private part of reviewing, sitting with the whiskey before the camera turns on, crossing out the easy notes, and trying to find something more honest. Because with Laphroaig, it's easy to get lazy. You can pour it, smell it, and immediately write smoke, peat, iodine, brine, campfire, medicine cabinet. And you're not wrong. So with Willem by Willem, I tried to slow down and get past the obvious stuff. And this bottle did make me work a little bit, but I respect that. So let's dig into it. On the nose. Right away, this is absolutely Laphroaig. There's medicinal peat, iodine, antiseptic, sea spray, and cold ash. It has that classic coastal hospital by the sea thing that Laphroaig does so well. But once the first wave of peat settles down, it gets more interesting. I get burning heather, not just smoke, more like dry flowers, brush, and earth catching fire on a cold, windy hill. There's smoked honey too. Not big syrupy sweetness, but a thin golden honey note wrapped in ash and peat smoke. I get lemon peel, damp oak, leather, wet stone, and a little bit of seaweed. And then there's this darker tea note that I really like. Almost like a blueberry black tea. But it's not fresh blueberry. It's not candy. It's more like oversteeped black tea with dried blueberry skin in the background. And the weirdest note I kept coming back to was raspberries in a burning picnic basket. I know, that sounds insane. But that's the note. Tart red fruit, wicker basket, dry grass, smoke, and ash. Like somebody packed a nice little picnic and Laphroaig showed up with a flamethrower. So the nose starts classic and familiar, but it rewards time. The better notes are underneath the peat. And that's where this gets fun. On the palate, the first thing I notice is texture. That might be my favorite part of this whiskey. It has this oily, coating mouthfeel, and that became the main note for me. The oil carries the smoke. The smoke doesn't just hit and disappear. It rides on that oily texture. It spreads across the palate. It clings to the tongue, and it makes the peat feel bigger and longer lasting. Flavor-wise, there's plenty of classic Laphroaig here. Medicinal peat, iodine, sea salt, cold ash, old campfire. But there's also smoked honey, black tea, leather, charred oak, lemon pith, and lemon peel. The black tea note is strong for me on the palate. It's tannic and slightly bitter, especially as it sits. I still get some of that dark fruit too, dried blueberry, maybe a little tart raspberry or cranberry skin, but it's tucked underneath smoke, tea, oak, and iodine. This is not a fruity whiskey. It's more like you found the fruit notes in the wreckage. And honestly, I love it. There's also a salty, coastal edge the whole way through. Sea spray, brine, maybe a little seaweed depending on how weird you want to get with it. On the finish. The finish is medium long to long. It's not very sweet. It kind of dries out. You get lingering ash, iodine, leather, oak char, more of those black tea tannins, coastal salt, and old campfire. Not a roaring fire, more like the next morning. Cold ashes, wet wood, and a little smoke still coming off the ground. There's also lemon peel bitterness and dry earth. The finish gets a little tannic, but the oily texture helps it from feeling too thin or sharp. It hangs around in a good way, and it stays very Laphroaig all the way through. Overall, I like this whiskey. Actually, the longer I sat with it, the more I liked it. I think Willem by Willem is really good Laphroaig, and it has a few notes that are genuinely memorable. And that's usually the hard thing with this distillery. The floor is high, but the room is tough, because I know what Laphroaig can do when everything hits. For me, I like this more than the standard Laphroaig 10. I also like it more than the Laphroaig 10 sherry cask. I think it has better texture, more intrigue, and more interesting notes if you spend time with it. Now I'm still taking lore over this. I'm still taking the Carchus cask favorites over this. Those bottles have more depth, more power, and more of that special Laphroaig feeling. But this one is not trying to be nothing. It has character, it has texture, it has some weird specific notes that I'm absolutely going to remember. And I respect a whiskey that makes me slow down and pay attention. Score. So I'm landing it at an 82. An 82 says this is really good whiskey. I like it, I respect it, and I'd be happy to pour this again. And I found notes in it that I genuinely enjoyed. Burning heather, smoked honey, blueberry black tea, raspberries in a burning wicker picnic basket, leather, lingering ash, and my favorite one, the oil carries the smoke. That's what I'll remember from this bottle. While it's not my absolute favorite Laphroaig, it is a very good and memorable one. So, all in all, really good whiskey, tough room. If you are already a Laphroaig fan, this is absolutely worth trying. If you are not a Laphroaig person, I don't know that this is the bottle that changes your mind. It's still smoky, medicinal, coastal, weird, and peaty. But if you like that world, there's a lot here to sit with, and honestly, that's what I appreciated most. It made me slow down, it made me work past the easy notes, and that's where the best part of this whiskey were hiding. So that's it for me. Let me know what you think if you've had Laphroaig Willem by Willem. Thank you for watching Whiskey Whatever. I'm Garrett, and until next time, remember, stay awesome out there. Cheers.